I will read Genesis chapter 25, verse 21 through 26. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife. Because she was childless, the Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first who came out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau. After this, his brother came out with his hand grasping Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. Do you guys remember what we shared last week? It was a story of Isaac and Rebekah meeting and getting married. Today is a story of twin sons that the two of them married and gave birth to after 20 years. Do you know what those twins' names are? Yes, they are Esau and Jacob. But God said these twins fought each other in the womb of mother. And God spoke to his mother. "One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." Mother Rebekah remembered this promise from God. Esau and his younger brother Jacob had very different personalities. Esau loved to hunt outside, and his younger brother Jacob liked to be at home with his mother. One day, Esau returned home from hunting. "Oh, I'm so hungry. Jacob, give me some red stew." Wait. Then I will boil the red stew. Then, will you give me the birthright? Birthright means the right of first son. At the time, only first son, the eldest son, could receive his father's blessing. So even when inheriting property, those with the birthright received more property than the other brothers. By the way, Esau answered, "Whatever, I don't care about the birthright. Okay, I will give it to you, just bring me some red stew." Esau took the birthright lightly. So Esau gave Jacob the birthright and got a red stew. Time passed, and Isaac soon became sick and he was almost dying. Isaac called to bless Esau, his first son, and he ordered to Esau to hunt and cook for him to bless him. When Rebekah heard this, she remembered God's promise that older will serve younger. Rebekah told Jacob to quickly grab 2 young goats, and the food that Isaac liked was made by his mother Rebekah. Jacob dressed up like Esau and pretended to be hairy arm and brought food to his father Isaac. Isaac didn't even know that and touched Jacob's arm. "Oh, are you Esau? Yours sounds like Jacob, but it's hairy arm, so you must be Esau. Give me the food you hunted. When I eat it all, I will bless you." Jacob gave Isaac a goat dish and a wine. Isaac ate this food deliciously and said, "I will bless you. Many nations will serve you, and the people will kneel down to you." After that, Esau, who returned from the hunting ground, made food and went to Isaac. But Esau could not receive the blessing because he had already blessed Jacob. Jacob was robbing Esau's blessing. Guys, what did you guys thought while listening to today's word? Is there anybody that did good in front of God? Old Isaac couldn't remember God's promise and only liked the first son Esau. And Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of red stew just to solve his hunger. And Jacob asked his hungry brother to give him birthright, which was quite silly. Also, Jacob later tricked his brother with his mom and received the blessing of his father Isaac. And Rebekah, his mother, believed in God's promises, but she tricked Isaac into a lie that God was not pleased with, so that Jacob could be blessed. Honestly, none of them did good in eyes of God. They did their own way, isn't it? However, there was one who did good in eyes of God. You know who? That was God Himself. Only God is keeping all the promises He made because He is Almighty. All of people in today's story lived according to their own thoughts and mind. But only Almighty God kept all the promises He made through them. According to God's promise, Esau later became a servant of Jacob. And Jesus came to this earth through Jacob, who had the birthright. God keeps His promises, but He is the Almighty God who always fulfills those promises in a way we cannot understand. That is why we must look at where the will of God is as we live our lives. I bless you to always be careful and believe in Almighty God that we are not living our way, but His way. 자, 2월 네 번째 주 액티비티 준비물을 준비해 주시면 됩니다. 저렇게 큰 볼과 믹스해 줄 국자 같은 것을 준비해 주시면 됩니다. 오늘 말씀에서 야곱이 팥죽 한 그릇으로 에서의 장자권을 샀던 것처럼 그 팥죽 슬라임을 만들어 보며 그 장면을 되새기는 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다. 자, 글루와 Liquid Activator for Slime이라고 써져 있는 저렇게 두 개의 병과 푸드 컬러가 하나 있죠. 자, 먼저 글루를 한 병 다 부어주시면 됩니다. 그 다음에 팥을 저렇게 넣어주세요. 그 다음에는 푸드 컬러를 다 넣어주세요. 자, 그 다음에는 Liquid Activator for Slime이라고 있는 병을 부어주시면 되는데 전부 붓지 마시고 조금씩 넣으시면서 저게 잘 섞여지도록 그리고 슬라임 모양이 나오도록 보시면서 섞어주세요. 슬라임이 될 때까지 조금씩 첨가하시면서 저어주시면 됩니다. 너무 손에 늘러붙으면 용액을 조금 더 첨가하시면 됩니다. 아벨아, 오늘 말씀에서 야곱이 배고픈 형한테 이 팥죽 한 그릇으로 장자권을 샀죠? 하지만 그거는 하나님이 기뻐하시는 방법은 아니었어요. 하지만 하나님은 약속을 신실하게 지키셨어요. 아벨이도 아벨이의 방법이 아닌 하나님이 원하시는 하나님의 약속을 믿고 하나님의 방법으로 순종하면서 그 약속을 이루시는 하나님을 경험하기를 기도할게요. 아멘. 자, 이거 한 입 먹어봐.